अस्सलाम वालेकुम। पेडागॉजी की एक और नई वीडियो के साथ आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर है। तो यहाँ पर है द टेक्स्ट बुक्स बोर्ड was recommended to establish under National Education Policy 1959. The process of the selecting the unit from the population to estimate the characteristic of the population is called the sampling. The curriculum of the educational institute should be based on the theory and practice. The idea of the practical learning means the education should apply to the real world. The skill when the studying student try to build abstract knowledge is called the characterization. The technique in which the student act out roles from the stories or the historical event is termed as the all of the above drama simulation in the plays. All of the above round table discussion involve 4 to 5 participants in pedagogy. Computer is used to improve the learner, to provide the feedback, to interact with the learner. All above major advantages of the supervised study technique is that the self-learning habit and the self-confidence can be developed in pupil. Progressive education emphasizes the learning by doing. Anila is an 8-year-old girl. She does not like to study. You as a teacher describe the benefit of the study. Which from the following is not among the 5 senses thought? Women are given the preference in the teaching of the primary children. She is the emotionally understanding. Discussion web is a form of the discussion that starts with the individual response. If the student then formulate the student peers, then the peers are used to form a group of the four. Which act of the teacher fosters a sense of the autonomy in the learning process. Delegator interactive phase is like to fail if diagnostic phase is the defective. Interactive phase is not properly active. Both A and B. A scoring guide used to evaluate the quantity of the student is called rubric. An assessment that is generally carried out at the end of the course to assign the student course grade is called the summative assessment. In John Dewey student-centered approach of the learning, the role of the teacher is of the facilitator. The famous book The Republic was written by the Plato. Rousseau educate the educational method which consists of the removing the child from the society. Good teacher is the best reflected by the meaningful question asked by the student. Which of the following is not a part of the educational technology? Comparison of the performance of the two different classes of the school. What type of the class climate you would prefer? A highly interactive and self-disciplined classes. The psychologist who for the first time proposed the concept of the connectionism in the learning is the Edward Torrendike. Which of these skills do you consider extremely important for the teacher? Teaching skills. Without suitable curriculum, aim of the education cannot be achieved. Curriculum is supportive to both achieve the objectives, be organized by the school. When the teacher forms the different groups among the students that take turns asking other groups questions, the strategy he/she is using is the cooperative review. Responses that produce a discomforting effect become least likely to occur again in that situation. A curriculum is the sum total of the school effort to influence a child's behavior. There are 3 main duties of the teacher, which are the teaching, regulation, and direction. Curriculum revision should be an continuous process. Chunking is a memorization technique. The use of technology to enhance the learning process is called ICT in education. Facilitative questioning is an approach whereby a teacher or the counselor poses questioning to the student to allow them to explore ideas that may be complex or emotionally difficult. According to the philosophy of idealism in the education, the subject matter of the curriculum should be mind. The aim of the teacher is to develop the ability of the student. One of the students of the class hardly talks in the class. How would you encourage them to express themselves? By organizing educational games programs in which the children feel like speaking. As the people get older, the ability of the applying and maintaining attention decreases. Basic education means basic of the any learning. The simplest skill is the cognitive domain of the Bloom taxonomy is remembering. The process of the reasoning from the one or the more given statement to reach a logically certain conclusion is called deductive reasoning. Which of the following teaching aids help the pupil to study, analyze, and compare data? This graph teaching by small step and frequent short assignment technique are the useful for learning disabled, slow learner, educationally backward children. All of the above. Educational psychology is concerned with the scientific study of the human learning. Regular change in the teaching strategies in the class is required to match it with the ability level of the pupil, to reduce the burden level of the pupil, to match content and object with the strategy. All of the above. The teacher should know the following thing: in which field difficulty is faced by the children. A very important quality of the good teacher is to make an effort to understand what is taught in the class. The effective domain involves the manner to study the functioning of the unconscious mind. Which of the following technique can be most profitably used? Projective techniques. Idealism is the philosophic approach that argue the idea are the only true reality and the only things working. None. Thank you so much.